So here, let's go. Speaking of corporate malfeasance, not woke, right? Which is what I think is our biggest problem right now. Let's look at this. You look at it and you go, what? Really? Really? Okay. So, Doctor Who, new mixed media, Doctor Who adventure, Doctor Who circuit breaker coming at Whoniverse 2026. Now, on paper, this is what they need to be doing desperately, right? One of the problems Doctor Who has right now as a brand is it has no identity. The TV show has failed completely. Ncuti Gatwa was not interested in being associated in any way with the role. It's just done, right? It's done. It's really full of stuff. I say this last week. They need to choose a doctor to rally behind and to put the focus of their messaging behind, essentially, right? So on the face of it, that's what they've done here, right? What you got going on to its detriment is how awful these have been. You had Time Lord Victorious, which you thought would be actually quite good, and was shite. Oh, shockingly shite, right? And then you had Doomsday, which made Time Lord Victorious look like Shakespeare, right? So they come from a very bad pedigree of not. But look, listen. If you have a good creative voice behind it, like who will direct it, and which is what's been failing in the other ones, this could really work. So okay, not a bad idea until you do this. You scroll down, and you find out it's a fugitive. It's a Doctor. What's her name? Dr. Ruth story, right? How are you so stupid? Well, no, I know you're so stupid because they have no idea what's going on with what's going on with Doctor Who, or what to do with Doctor Who. They have absolutely no clue about what they have. They don't understand what works. They don't understand what doesn't work. And listen, if you're a normie, which all these corporate executives are, if you're a normie, you're like, well, listen, she's the perfect choice. Right, because we know Jodie Whittaker didn't do that well, right? Although in hindsight, people are somewhat nostalgic for her now, weirdly, right? Because it was she did much better than Ncuti Gatwa, but the Ncuti Gatwa, that's gone, right? So you have a choice of David Tennant, expensive, hard to get, and very overused, right? If they could get David Tennant, they would have got David Tennant. Jodie Whittaker, again, I think she's doing Big Finish, and I think, maybe they understand that they didn't do that well. Matt Smith, you probably won't be able to get, nor Peter Capaldi. And then who else you got left? Then you're onto the classic doctors who are all, much noticeably much older than they were when they performed the role. So Joe Martin is really one of their few and best choices. I would have gone for Paul McGann, right? I think that probably would have worked much better. But again, if you're a normie and you have no freaking idea, right? What's flying? You'll go, well, absolutely. On a corporate decision, this makes sense. It's just on a practical decision, having no knowledge of your product whatsoever is going to kick you in the balls, right? Which is it's going to die a death, and that's even if it's any good, right? So let's see what they have to say about it. Fugitive Doctor leads an exciting new series of adventures spanning across audio dramas, novels, comics, and more, which no one's going to buy. Again, I really got to stress that the last two attempts you've done this have been awful, have been shockingly terrible, right? There's no way, shape, or form this has come out well. It's bizarreville. So you got that working against it. And then you got the Fugitive Doctor, right? Which, I'm sorry, the audience isn't that interested. There's a very, very small segment. It's a very niche part of a niche audience that are anyway interested in the Fugitive Doctor. This is just like, get ready to burn your money, guys. I mean, just so many corporate morons who have no idea what they're doing. Like, again, and they're just torching this rudderless franchise, tragically, right? They're excited to announce the launch of Circuit Breaker, a groundbreaking mixed media. That's not groundbreaking. Mixed media Doctor Who stories set to debut in 2026. You don't have to. Spanning audio dramas, comics, mobile games. Oh yeah, the mobile games. I bet they're an important part of the narrative. Novels and digital storytelling. Are you going to put out free stuff on YouTube? Okay, this is how Time Lord Victorious should have worked. Could have worked. You could have got Jake Dubman to do a book on tape of like an hour-long episode of Time Lord Victorious to kick that off as a live event on YouTube, a live stream, right? And then you could buy the DVD or the CD of it afterwards, and it was a good story. It might pull people in, but I said, you make the live stream a like real thing, like a central focus, like we did with the watch-alongs, right? You make it a real thing. And from that, you sell merchandise, right? And then at the end of it, you do another live event, like dramatic reading, whatever. Again, Jake Dubman could have done it. Maybe you could get like celebrity cameos into it. I don't know. But it's a low-cost way of getting people to buy into your campaign, which they're not going to, okay? They're not going to with this, I'm afraid. And because they read the bullshit buzz that Big Finish put out. So, Joe Martin and everybody loves the Fugitive Doctor. It's our best-selling range ever. Really? Okay, then, if you say so. Out of curiosity, is there another one planned? Let's have a look. Oh, God, Big Finish takes so long to open up. I mean, why would there be another set? There must be another set planned to tie into this thing. Right? I guess. I don't know. New chapter of the universe offering a bit of interconnected narrative that will unfold across multiple formats, inviting fans to experience the mystery from every angle. The overarching narrative casted by Esmie Jikiemi-Pearson. I kind of remember that name. All right, I was like, who is that? It's best-selling author and rising star of speculative fiction, and features Joe Martin as the future Doctor. You can read more about Esmie in a recent Q&A from here. So I knew I recognized the name. Like, who is that? And it's the diversity hire that wrote the adaptation of The Church from Ruby Road. Somebody with absolutely no background whatsoever. And I'm sorry, she's a black woman, so I assume you hired her because she's a black woman. Why do I assume that? Because you're all racist, right? Everybody at the BBC are racist, and they think somebody being a black woman makes them qualified, no matter how good they are or how bad they are at their job, right? And I probably talked about imposter syndrome. What else has she written? I've written a lot of gay speculative science fiction. Really? Let's look her up. Because, I mean, like, has she written anything that people like? I don't know. I really don't know. And fine, let's have a look at that. I thought that was a Wikipedia. She doesn't have a Wikipedia? Okay, then. Sunday Times best-selling author. And yeah, the principle of moments. Okay. I honestly, people go, oh, it's got black people in it. It's so good because it's got black people in it. Right? Again, why am I saying that? Because that's how you act. I'm sorry. I think it's racist, but like, okay. Is there a Google Books? Is there a list of her bibliography? Traps on Mysterious Order of Legends. My favorite kind of space by Ben Aronovich. I know, Ben. I don't know. I think anybody working in the publishing industry are woke morons, right? And woke's dead, baby. Woke is dead. So if this woman has talent, she'll survive. She'll go on. She'll survive, and she'll do well. If she doesn't, she won't. It's that simple. Bibliography. What's she done? This. And why is there not a list? I'm just looking for a list of her books. Try this one. Okay, I wonder if her Twitter account is all like, bonkers. So there's no okay, so there's no pronouns in her bio, which is good. Right, and so this was her first book, I guess. If you love Batgirls, this chosen one. I don't like focusing on race. Doctor Who, queer Regency romance. Okay, interrogations of Empire. Yeah, I'm not interested. I don't know. I'm not interested in queer fiction. Right, that doesn't mean I want to kill all gay people or put them in camps. Right, it means we got a bit of politics here. What was that? No, not that. It means that it's a very, 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 very niche type of publishing, and I'm not in that niche, right? I find it dull. So, Esmie, darling, you're not exactly selling this to anyone, are you? In Circuit Breaker, strange alien artifacts appear inside Unit's Black Archive. Each object is unmistakably linked to a different regeneration of the Doctor, but they've been tampered with. The corruption energy signature of unknown origin pulses through them, and their sudden arrival has torn tiny ruptures in time and space. Unit is out of options to repair the damage and restore the timeline. The objects must be returned to the exact moment they were taken from. If not, the Doctor's adventure and the universe itself will unravel. Well, of course it will. To solve the mystery, Unit calls on a little-known incarnation of time. How do they call on her? How do they even know about her? The fugitive Doctor, played by Jo Martin, who returns to the central role. But how does Unit even know about her? Okay. And is she the Doctor they expect? No, because she's not the Doctor. Right? She's a statement. She's saying black women can be the Doctor too. Well, I guess if you write it well, have you written it well? No, we just made her a black woman, and that's really it. So, Jo Martin, God bless her. I'm happy for her to have the work, right? It says, I'm thrilled to tell more stories about the future of Doctor. Oh, yeah, there we go. Big Finish finally opened up. So I wonder what sale they got going on. Yeah, so this is Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive. So this was recorded a long time ago. Where did they record this? Oh, they used to tell you. Man, this was recorded a long time ago. Oh, man, it's a shame. Is there anything? And nothing else is planned for the range. When did this come out? Oh, this was only just released, though. But yeah, you would have thought if they're going to do more of these, which they said it was the best-selling thing they had this year, which actually might mean very bad news for Big Finish. By the way, I noticed that they changed the Ninth Doctor and what's her name and Rose series from monthly to bi-monthly, right? And alternating with Jodie. Okay, but honestly, it seems to me that Big Finish may not have the budget to record anything right now, which is why I think they're like staggering their releases a lot more. That's what it appears to me. This character's always meant so much to me. It's a joy to building her legacy and dive back into the Hooniverse. Fuck the Hooniverse. It's a failed awful idea. Stephen Davis, SVP. What's SVP? Sub Vice President? I don't know. Of global licenses. Codebreaker is an exciting evolution for the Hooniverse. No, it's a devolution, and they've already done it. But it's not. You already did it, and it was a massive failure. By bringing together world-class partners across publishing, audio and comics and gaming, we're creating a truly immersive multi-platform experience. Like, God, fuck me. It's like as if they put buzzwords in they don't understand. They think it makes it look good. Right? I remember when, in the 90s, early 2000s, that was more the 90s, when people just added on .com at the end of anything and thought it made it cool. Truly immersive, multi-platform experience for fans. It's not for the fans. That we're not interested. This is a bold step expanding Doctor Who brand. Well, it would be if it wasn't with the wrong Doctor. Deepening engagement. No. It's not going to deepen engagement because we're not engaged in it. Exploring new stories and welcoming new audiences. What new audiences to the universe of the Doctor? You're not welcoming any new fucking audience, you fuckwit cunt. Really? Oh, well, we knew it. Fine. And look, this is the... fuck me. Join unit now. Look at this. Join unit now. New online experience opens for Doctor Who fans. No. There is no sane, normal human being that goes, fuck me, I want to be a part of that. Oh, yeah. I want to be a part of that. The chicks with dicks, the MILFs, the GILFs, the hot women wearing burqas, the smug, angry women in wheelchairs, the boring lead, and the dull army bloke. I was like, fuck it. No one wants to be a part of this. Join the unit now. No, fuck off. Leave me alone. Is Sergeant Benton there? No, then fuck off. Browser Black Archive unit. Browser Black Archive shop unit accessories. Take part in exclusive missions in a new in-universe experience on the Doctor Who website. BBC Studios have launched a all-new experience on the official Doctor Who website for aspiring members of unit. No one's coming other than Shooty in his own mouth. Good for him. See, that's a doctorist ability right there. Fans can now join the organization by logging into Unit HQ, and they find an in-universe hub of information used by the Doctor's allies on Earth. Launching in parallel with the Black Archive pop-up experience in San Diego, this web experience invites fans across the world to get involved in a unit's operation, take part in special... I mean, I understand that they are trying to keep the brand alive. Right, this looks like the one they had last year. Do you have any pictures of it? No, again, this was last year. They're basically just putting up last year's stuff with new exhibits, and there's still there's not seeing a damn thing about it. So weird. Here, let's have a look at. We're doing SDCC Doctor Who. See if anything comes up. Okay, so this is the unique experience. Is it outdoors? Okay. I really don't like the unit logo either. Okay. All right, what's Kablam got to do with unit? And you get a little card. Scan to access. That's kind of cool. That looks good. That looks mediocre. Oh, God. I mean, like it's escape rooms. Essentially. Oh, look, they made an office. Wow, how groundbreaking! They made an office with oh my stars, man. That's one of the crappiest parts of Doctor Who ever. Wait a minute, doesn't the image of an angel become an angel itself? The Doctor, height approximately weight, approximately 11 stone. Hair dark brown, spiky. Which one is this? Transport attire, either a brown or blue suit, often worn with a shirt and tie. Is this the is that supposed to be Shooty? Oh look, it's a TARDIS. Osgood, so there you go. That seems to be that pop-up experience. Man, it's kind of lame, isn't it? And that's it. That was the last thing posted in the last 17 hours. Are you kidding me? Hey, anyone, can you say swap? Can you say flop? Matthew's going to have a great and going to make her watch Doctor Who now. Who is this? I've never watched a thing about Doctor Who, but my friends have. Well, look, Sashi. Don't watch anything recent, darling. Okay, don't watch anything recent. That's what I would recommend to you. And then they also had a unit shop as well, didn't they? A new Doctor Who shop. Yeah, man. This stuff, I mean, like, this stuff doesn't look terrible, but like it's priced insanely. Yeah. Let's have a look at. Oh man, I've got to get the chat. The Horror Fang Rock Collection. I mean, these shirts are £35. £35. I just think that's insane. Wow. Lonely Assassins. And then you got stuff which actually is somewhat inventive. It's just not very good. Like £87 for this piece of shit. I mean, look at this guy wearing. He does not look happy. He does not look happy. He's like, mate, this is where I am now. This is my life. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, when I say corporate, right, just stupidity, corporate stupidity. So let's see what Vrada Sith has to say over here. Vrada Sith says criticism of the controversial Dr. Exit was a bit unfair. No, it wasn't unfair at all. Your character was massacred, right? Absolutely butchered. That felt like a complete rewrite midway through, which it almost certainly was, because, you know, Ralph C. Davis, when he wrote all this back in, when was it? 2022, he thought this was the dog's bollocks. Everybody's gonna love queer Doctor Who with what's his name? Ncuti Gatwa. Right, everyone's just gonna adore queer Doctor Who. More queer Doctor Who, please. Yes, please. Oh, we love queer Doctor Who. It's the bestest ever. Nobody liked it, right? But again, the whole arc of the season, what they kept selling was get Belinda home. Get Belinda home. And then they never got Belinda home. They just fundamentally changed Belinda so she was a single mother in a very expensive house for some reason. With this 6, 8-year-old kid who they're treating like he's a newborn. It's just really weird. Man, again, I keep going back to Fantastic Four. I love how much that Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm just adored their the baby, right? Sue Storm and Reed Richards' baby. I thought it was lovely, right? Fine. So when the final episode of the season runs Doctor Who companion Belinda Ed back in May, it left some fan asking, was that really the ending the character's up? No, that character was screwed over. After just 8 episodes, Belinda was wrapped up in a rapid time rewrite that placed her in a quiet domestic life, raising baby Poppy, and was a far cry from the character's beginnings, right? And it wasn't like she was set up like longing to be a mother raising a kid. No, she that never even occurred to her. Now, in a recent episode of Chiming In, Francis has addressed the exit head on and said, I feel like the majority, it was, again, so much love. Really, it was, yeah. Let's see what a year's worth of difference makes, right? And this really is very, 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 very telling. Where was this? This is the wrong thing. Hello, there you go. Hang on. This was Doctor Who from at San Diego Comic Con in this must be 2023 before the episodes had aired, right? It must be before the episodes were aired, because here, have a look and see if you can work out why.
So beautiful to be able to celebrate our show with the fans, the people that make it what it is.
Russell T. Davies.
Yeah, notice that they don't show up now.
Talented Millie Gibson, everybody.
Oh, she can stop anytime she likes.
Please give it up for Ncuti Gatwa, everybody.
Yeah, they're cheering for him. They must not have seen his episodes yet.
My mind was absolutely blown. I love all the spoilers, especially they're gonna have more musical numbers. I can't get it.
Yeah, dude, you like that he's black and you're black. That was it. Let's not pretend anything else, right? You like that Shooty's black and you're black, and you might both be gay. I don't know.
Fans that made these bracelets, thank you so much.
Yeah, fans are very loving before they saw how shit you were.
So much love in this room, and great to be here.
Yeah, so much love in the room, and now we're nowhere to be seen ever again.
At Hall H at Comic-Con San Diego.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
We just have Shooty and Billy and Russell T Davies for Doctor Who. Wow!
Yeah. You see, this is why this woman is very bad news, right? Assuming it's a woman, is very bad news, because they make Russell T Davies think there's actually an audience for their woke shit. And there isn't. There isn't. There wasn't. There isn't. There's not a new audience there. No. These are, generally speaking, maladjusted weirdos, right? That hate anybody not like them.
T Davies for Doctor Who. Wow!
Does anybody want a selfie maybe with this group? Should we do a selfie, Russell?
No. I can't help but laugh at Faris, right? Not because he's in a wheelchair, obviously, but because he's like really embedded in this era of Doctor Who. He got to appear in an episode. Did you actually see him in it? I don't know. And it turned out to be the shittest, most destructive episode of Doctor Who of all time that literally everybody hates.
Well, just the right amount of spoilers that we really, really needed, and teased.
Yeah, Doctor Who's gonna be super queer and love to suck dick. Yeah.
And it just fed us. You know, Doctor Who is so important.
Yes, it fed us, and then it was cancelled. You fuckwit.
And so it was amazing to be here and see that in person.
Let me guess. Are you queer by any perchance? I guess you think you are. I mean, like, if you're not gay, you might well just be an ally, right? Anyway, yeah. But she acknowledged that not all fan reactions were celebrated. The reactions that always make me laugh is a bit unfair. I think the writing was beautiful. How do you think that writing was beautiful? Like, genuinely, like your character was just like completely pissed on. You had no resolution. How on earth did you think that character was beautiful? That writing was beautiful. Outside way was perfect. No, it wasn't. I cannot think of a better way from completing that circle. No, it wasn't a circle. It was a weird, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly line. It wasn't a circle at all. You didn't end up back in anything, vaguely that you could recognize. But it's always like, oh, I can't believe we won't get to see Belinda. It's frustration that comes from people loving Belinda. So, darling, they love that you're very, very hot. Okay? Belinda was an okay character, but you're very hot, right? That's why. I can't believe I don't get any more. Verizon ruled out Doctor Who Return. I would love to go back if they'll have me, but it's all wrapped up now. Rusty Davis left it as the door's always open. So sounds like she would do Big Finish. Doesn't sound like I doubt Shooty's ever going to do Big Finish. Circuit Breaker. Okay, let's see if we can read that on Bleeding Cool. Because, again, I talked about this last night, and the intensity of the stupidity around this staggers my mind. Like, why can't they just hire people in fandom to give them their thoughts, right? Honestly, go to YouTube. And don't go to the YouTubers you like, right? Go to YouTube. Go to people like me. Go to Dan. Go across them all. Go to Faris, right? Go to the gamut of Doctor Who commenters, and there's a lot of us, right? But get every side of the aisle, right? And have them say, well, what do you think of a transmedia event with the Joe Martin Doctor? Would you buy it? No. Then no one's going to buy one part of this, right? It is the dumbest shit I can possibly imagine. I think the next 18 months will be quiet on the Doctor Who front. Well, probably not, actually. But I don't think there'll be any Doctor Who being made. Well, the series' future uncertain. I mean, it's been cancelled. Yeah. It's not uncertain. It's certainly cancelled. Well, think again. Well, okay. As I said yesterday, on the face of it, this is actually a good idea. You need a focal point to wrap the brand around. You just chosen a focal point that nobody likes, and you would understand that had you actually had any consulted fandom in any meaningful way. right? Doctor Who Magazine, Eastside, blah, blah. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. The overriding narrative is written by Esmie Jikiemi-Pearson. And look, I haven't read her work, and I could obviously be wrong. I mean, obviously be wrong. She seems like the epitome of a diversity hire. I don't think she would be published if she wasn't black and queer. And again, I haven't read her work. I might be 100% wrong. I'm not going to pretend that, but I'm probably not. Although I was wrong about Fantastic Four, so you know, I don't think I am. And it's tying into the unit stuff. Oh God, yeah. Everything connected to this era has been a dud, right? Honestly, what I would have done is okay. This is what I would do to revamp Doctor Who. Like when there's no show on the air, you got to do Shadows of the Empire, essentially, which was Star Wars doing a movie without doing a movie, which was a very good. They had the comic book adaptation, they had the novel, you know, had toys, that sort of thing. I think they should do a Paul McGann season. And honestly, the best bet, you can go two ways. You can either have Paul McGann doing a dramatic live reading on YouTube, and then you can, you know what? Let's say you pay him to do 6 weeks worth, right? And each week he does a live recording of like a 1 hour story. Oh yeah, like the what's it? The one they did around Christmas time, right? And again, make that a live event, stream it on YouTube, on iPlayer for that matter, on Facebook, on TikTok, everywhere. But and I think it would probably do well. Again, the live nature of it would really help it. And then you can sell that season as a box set. And then you can have expanded stories around it with the comic book stories set in that within that story. You can have novels. You can have toys. Anyway, you probably couldn't afford to do the toys now, sadly, because there's not enough of an audience. But you see, look, when we went into the first wilderness years, we were in a much stronger position because, you know, we had a focal point of Doctor Who, which was the New Adventures, right? And that really was a focal point of Doctor Who went in from, what was it, 1990 onwards, right? I mean, we had a couple of things like the John Pertwee radio stories, but like really the forward-moving Doctor Who was the New Adventures. So yeah, it's just such a dumb idea as well. Second break there. Strange alien artifacts begin appearing inside the Black Archive. Each object unmistakably linked to a different generational Doctor, but has been tampered with. I'm so not interested in any of these things. This sounds like a dumb setup for a mediocre game. Right. If you look at it, again, this is before they made it into a TV show and destroyed it. But if you look at something like The Last of Us, which was a really good video game, right? A really, really good, strong video game and the reason it was a good, strong video game because it had a good story. The story was centered, right? And it wasn't a story designed to be able to give you playable levels. That's what this seems like, right? It seems like very plug and play that anybody can plug things into this. And I think it belies that, what's her name again? Esmie Jikiemi-Pearson is deep down experience and is a diversity hire, frankly. Although, look, in all fairness, Time Lord Victorious was a complete failure, wasn't it? And that was scripted by, who was it, Steve Cole, maybe? I can't remember. It was a good script writer, right? And it was a complete failure. Units out of options, repair the damage and restore the timeline. The objects must be returned to the exact moment they were taken from. Why? If not, the Doctor's adventures and the universe itself could unravel. Solve the mystery. Unit calls on a little-known incarnation of the Time Lord, the future. How do they know about her? Who cares? Okay, whatever. So yeah, the same. Oh, there's no really no. But again, it blows my mind. Right, like how swing and a miss, right? How do you get so close and then you utterly fail, right? Weaponizing the sound of killing long-range series. Ever read that one? Oh, look. Mark Gatiss said this. When was this? Well, about a week or so ago. Back in June, we shared a 4-step plan to get Doctor Who back on track. I remember that, actually. And the opening wall of the long run is to a new generation of viewers. One point of stressing that was maybe you should consider a hard reboot, much like we're seeing with Marvel and MCU. No, we're not seeing a hard reboot on MCU, Star Wars, and Star Trek. No, we would love to, but we're not. It's, is Star Wars a hard reboot? It's fantastic. I mean, it's not a hard reboot. They just fired all the woke producers, and they're able to make good movies again, I guess. We're up to treating canon as gospel can be as deadly as a deadly combination. No, not treating it as, you should treat it as gospel. You shouldn't lean on it so much, right? You could say the War Doctor fits perfectly into, and it does, right? I think it genuinely does. Good for that. Where are we up to? Universes want to bring aboard a younger generation of fans. Okay, here's the thing. You can only bring aboard a new generation of fans by being true to what the franchise is, right? You can't reinvent the franchise for a younger generation. No, there will always be people who like Doctor Who. There will always be people who are cleverer than most other people, right? That's always going to happen. That's never not going to happen. You're not going to get. And that's people who feel like they're on the outside somewhat. They're not part of mainstream society to a one degree or other, who like science fiction, who like thinking out the box. There is a demographic that like Doctor Who, and they will always like. Same with the demographic that like Star Trek, right? But you've got to make it Star Trek. You've got to make it Doctor Who, right? To bring that new generation in. I think they should. Well, I told you my idea. Do live readings, or they could animate Paul McGann's and Sheridan Smith's season really quite inexpensively, right? I hate to tell you, really inexpensively. And they should do that. They really should do that. But so you're not seeing a hard reboot of MCU, Star Wars, or Star Trek. You're seeing the shed woke, right? And you're seeing shed woke because nobody ever liked it, even when they pretended to. Woke was always shit, right? And the reason woke always needed tons of nostalgia to wrap itself around was because because it wasn't authentically Doctor Who or Star Trek, Star Wars, and so you had to like cloak yourself in all like the iconography of whatever the franchise is. That's why they went for the Tom Baker logo. That's why they kept bringing back Sutek and Omega, and then they changed them completely, and nobody could recognize them, and nobody cared about them. Right? It's a dumb idea, but they needed to do that to legitimize themselves as Doctor. That's why they keep calling shooting out with the 15th Doctor, not the Doctor, because he was never the Doctor. To start, to bring on board young audience, you can't have Doctor Who sneeze in 2025 without thousands of folks on social media pointing out sneeze and contradicts. No, you're gaslighting and talking bullshit. People they don't say Patrick Troughton never sneezed in the time lock. No. People did say Doctor Who isn't interested in sucking cock, right? And that wasn't his major goal in life, right? Which this Doctor was. Do you see the difference? Again, Doctor Who not obsessed with sucking dick, right? Doctor Who sneezing. Most people can get over the sneezing, right? Not most people can get over Doctor Who bent over their ridiculously large console being fucked in the ass by Rogue. There's a massive difference, right? And the difference with this era Doctor Who was inherently sexual because it was queer, right? With lots of queer in-jokes. Oh, I've been snowman, right? It was so incredibly indulgent, self-indulgent, and that's why it failed. Because queer people represent less than 3% of the population. It's certainly not all the gay people. It was better back in my day. Factor, that's not the you're gaslighting like crazy. Generation, sees what they grew up with. as great and writes off everything else that's not as good. Not at all. I'm sorry. I like Doctor Who 2005 to 2017, right? And I think it was qualitatively different from the 63 to 89. And I still think it's very authentically Doctor Who, right? It was, again, when it went woke, like, it's not hard to work out. So a hard reboot will give the show a chance to start forging its own path and moving forward. I do agree with that, but separating it from its roots is a real big mistake, right? My solution would always be do a reboot, like a reboot universe, and then as the first and second season goes on, he gets hints of his former life, right? A former universe, which we know, which goes from William Hartnell up to Capaldi. Everything else is fanfic, essentially, which I would explain in universe. We're not saying to wipe the slate clean that came before, but there's a lot of creative folks out there who can find a way to bundle up nicely together and pull it off out of sight, out of mind. Well, that's what we thought they were going to do with the Jodie era when Rusty Davis came in, right? That's really what we all thought, and how wrong we were. There are two great from there. We get two episodes special resolving Billie Piper. No, she's going to be resolved in the first scene as she runs around the TARDIS, flicks on switches, and then she's going to regenerate into who she really is. There's nothing but a single or two episode adventures that live up to possibilities. This is a stupid idea by relatively stupid people. So Mark Gatiss, he feels like they validated them, right? Okay, whatever. Doctor Who's presence at Comic-Con, somewhat pathetic, I would say. We got, is this Omega? Is this the Omega costume? I don't know. Or was this from a Capaldi episode? I think it was, actually. I really can't remember. Well, that looks good. Maybe you didn't want to have the eyes being cross-eyed, but okay, whatever. That's certainly from a Capaldi episode, isn't it? Isn't that from Oxygen? I think so. And tell you, the Ata's Omega costume looks freaking awesome here. Oh, it's a shame they didn't go with something more of a recreation of that, right? Let's have a look at... hang on. Pull off the screen for a second. Let's see if BBC Doctor Who... BBC. Yep, press wrong. Doctor Who. Let's see if they got more of the San Diego bullcrap. What am I looking for? Doink. Share screen. Oh, circuit breaker. It's I look at it and go, really? Really? Why? Yeah, this Black Archive stuff, it doesn't really work, does it? It really doesn't really work at all. The pop-up experience, I think we've looked at this already. So it's basically exactly the same as the pop-up experience they had last year. And I tell you, they must be gutted that they're not using this TARDIS anymore, because none of that works, does it? So you step inside, and there's different objects. It just seems so lame. It really does sound so lame. That's one thing Doctor Who should never be, is lame. And it is. Doctor Who just... news and features. Let's see what they have to say. Codebreaker, join the unit now. No. Who are the organization unit? TV news. Should we go? Final farewells. Okay, no, piss off. Okay, we're not interested in any of this stuff. None of that stuff. The Black Archive. What's this? Oh, yeah, fine. Enter the Black Archive. Is this at Comic-Con? I think it might be, actually. Yeah, 1 second. Let me download this video. Let's download this video, and we will investigate. Oh, it's not working. Did this site fly? Oh, no, now it's working. Twink. There we go, save video. And I really don't like the unit logo at all. I mean, it's like most BBC things, bland and dull. Share screen.
Unit has arrived in San Diego, and the Black Archive is open.
Previously hidden from the public eye, the archive is home to the alien and the odd.
You couldn't get an English person to do this, really?
Remnants left behind by unearthly visitors.
Well, there's no English actors, jobbing actors in on the West Coast that you could find. Is that handled? I mean, again, that stuff I find pretty cool.
Are now yours to discover.
Wait, what's that? Hang on. I wonder what that is. Bit of sill. Oh man, do you remember when there were good monsters like the Silence?
New recruits are encouraged to explore the Black Archive and see what can be learned from distant cultures and civilizations.
Again, it's like this. What we're looking at here does not represent fandom. I'm sorry, right? Or maybe it's a fair representation of what's left of fandom, but they're going to be gone soon.
And civilizations.
I'm surprised they're allowed to use the word Black Archive, says ArchConnor. You know what? You're right.
Also take on missions critical to the survival of UNIT in the modern world. It is imperative that UNIT continues its work in the face of forces that would be glad to see its downfall. Time has never been more pressing.
You genuinely couldn't get any English actors, really?
Work for UNIT, defend the Earth, decide your future, and touch the stars. UNIT needs you.
Yeah, UNIT needs bloody help, mate. I'm trying to tell you. It's a shit show. It's a shit show. We got another one? Oh no, UNIT. This is just UNIT stuff. Black Archive. Yeah, who cares? I tell you, I look at I look at this merch they're selling. I just scratch my head and go, what? How? Like it's not that it's so bad. It's so expensive. Like it's crazily expensive. I'm not paying 35 notes for a reasonably shitty T-shirt, right? I mean, that one's okay, but I'm not spending £51. Fuck me. You get a hand job for that. £51. I bet you could get a hand job for that. £20 for that tote bag. £32 for a crossbody bag. Whatever that is. And is that AI, you think? Like, why is it like how much is XXL? Oh, it's still only £25. Okay. Plus shipping, of course, right? Plus shipping. Fuck off with your rainbows, right? Which is something I noticed Star Trek have done. They're like, oh yeah, the rainbow thing totally over, right? Totally over. Is there anything else here on Radio Times? Recommending spin-off President Curtis announced Brooklyn 99 and Community Star. I don't know. Okay. Breaking Bad creators genre-bending mysterious show confirms release date and New York trailer. Oh, okay. Yeah, the storytelling experience for Unit Adventures. Oh, this is all bad, right? This is all bad. Bad news, mate. But meanwhile, the shill norming media have started to notice Doctor Who. The future of Doctor Who remains murky. No, it's not murky at all. It's cancelled, right? It is cancelled. It's done. Gone. Kaput. Vanished. Not seeing it again. I mean, I think it's going to come back. But I like, who knows when, right? Genuinely, you know, who knows when. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.